This is the College of Worcester athletic program, where men and women compete with a never-say-die attitude that reflects the character of the school.
One goal, one mission, one heart, one soul. Just one solution, one flash of lightning. Yeah, one God, one vision. One flesh, one love, one true religion. One voice, one hope, one real decision. Whoa, 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 give me one vision. No wrong, no right. I'm gonna tell you there's no black and no white. No blood, no stain. All we need is one worldwide vision. One flesh, one bone, one true religion. One race, one hope, one real decision. Whoa, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I had a dream when I was young. A dream of sweet illusion.
In essence, sport is a natural laboratory for dissecting and laying open for observation many workings of a society and its culture. This mirroring of society takes place on several levels, and it includes stability and change, consensus and conflict, success and defeat, heroes and villains, ecstasy and action. Participating in athletics at the collegiate level can be a very intense and rewarding experience. Through athletic competition, students may encounter a wide range of emotions from joy to despair. Oftentimes, these emotions can be brought on by the coaches themselves during the pressure of competition.
Gonna do it not for those people on the stands, not for tradition. We're doing it for us. We're doing it for us. We don't lost. We don't lost one of these games. Huh? That's one of the goals this year. Knock off a big guy. Let's go out and do it. Gotta rise to that kind of a challenge. Go after it.
Okay, offensively, just think possession, think catch the ball, ask outside, set it up, pass it around a little bit, be a little nervous, and then set something up.
I got him here. Come on, Benny.
Emotions play a large role in athletics. It is the coach's job to harness these emotions and show the athlete how to use them positively so that the athlete maintains his or her focus while adapting to the stress of competition.
All emotions play a key part in sports, and I think they can be a tremendous boost to an athlete in terms of helping him perform better, maybe reach a level that he's maybe never reached before. I think they can be a negative, and especially if a young man, woman, whoever, doesn't learn to control their emotions. And I think it can detract from all the hard work they've put into practicing to try and get to a certain level. They let their emotions affect them, and they don't play at that level.
I think there's a danger that you can get too excited and too emotionally upset or excited about a game and find that your skills are diminished because of this. People can get so uptight that they can't perform well, and I'm thinking of in terms of a basketball player who might be real tight when he shoots a shot and does not come through with what would normally be an easier shot for him.
I believe that in men's lacrosse, it's a very high-paced game to begin with. It's a very exciting game. It's a game that involves a lot of skill in terms of the passing and catching, the type of stick work that's necessary to be successful at the game. And emotionally, you can it's easily get wrapped up in everything. Just like in every sport, the highs can, being in a fierce competitive game, down by a goal, up by a goal, that can really help you. At certain times, if your team is very low, that can hurt you. So I think this sport really enhances all those emotions.
To succeed as a Division III athlete, I think it takes a real commitment. I think that's the key. You have to learn to budget your time. You have to learn to discipline yourself. You have to learn to say no, sometimes to your friends, sometimes to your coach, sometimes to your parents. I mean, it's a real, tough time in a young person's life. They have a lot of different factors pulling on them, and the discipline to be able to look your buddies in the eye and say, hey, I've got to get to bed early. I've got a contest that I have to be ready for tomorrow, and I don't have time to socialize or whatever. That takes a special commitment from an athlete.
A Division III athlete selects a school for the educational opportunities. He's there because he wants to succeed academically, and he wants to play for the love of playing a sport. Division I athletes very often are there because they're looking toward a pro career. They're given an athletic scholarship, and the education isn't as important. That's not always true. There are many fine athletes who are also students in the Division I level. But for the most part, I think the major difference is a person is participating because he wants to participate in Division III and because he's there for an education.
I look for some basic things. I think, obviously, their athletic ability is an importance for me. I want to try to bring in people here who athletically are going to be able to compete at this level. People who are going to be able to perform at a level in which they will make a difference out there on the playing field. And hopefully that's going to be a very positive one. But also in conjunction with that, I feel that other aspects such as having a good, strong moral character, someone who socially can get along with others, someone who communicates well, someone who has developed a sense of themselves and are trying to do things in their life to be successful.
The things that I would stress to an incoming student is, one, you can get a great education at the College of Worcester, and you can play for coaches who really care for the individual, who are not going to abuse them. They're going to see that you get a good education and that you should take advantage of the educational opportunities that are here. Obviously, for some people, participation in intercollegiate athletics can be a very important part of your educational experience. If that's the case, then you should select a school like College of Worcester where you can come, play, have fun, and achieve whatever your goals might be that you're willing to work for.
You have read where coaches have been quoted as saying, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. We don't believe that this is true. We believe that trying to win is everything. You've seen many outstanding winners in professional football that never played in the Super Bowl or won their conference. One of our favorite slogans is, a winner never stops trying, for even in defeat there can be great accomplishment. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how strong men and women stumble, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the men and women who are actually in the arena, whose faces are marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strive valiantly, who err and come short again and again, and know the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spend themselves in a worthwhile cause, who at worst, if they fail, at least fail while daring greatly, so that their places shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat.
One of the major costs in athletics is you got your time. You know, there's a lot of pressure to put on the playing field, and there's a lot of time that's going to be wasted there with practice and also with your game schedules. And for me personally, I think for my academic-wise, that helps me out a lot. It makes me, schedule my time better. It makes me go places, do certain things. Makes me have like a little schedule I have to keep. But socially, it's really a big commitment there.
The biggest cost for sports for me is that I'm 21 and my body thinks I'm 35.
Come back after classes, really don't feel like doing anything except for sitting down, maybe watching TV, hanging out with your friends, and you have to go out there and practice for 2 hours. And I guess that's the main thing, really. It would be the time taken up by doing that, where you'd rather just be relaxing after classes and really just take time off.
Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing in the world is more common than an unsuccessful person with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent.
Later in your future years, you'll be in certain business or desk jobs that you can relate to with your athletics here, and I think that's one of the biggest rewards you'll ever get. Like you relating how to deal with certain aspects of life, and those aspects are certainly shown on the playing field. Like especially in football, you get knocked down every play, and in life, there's going to be times where you're going to be knocked down, and you're going to have to, learn how to get back up. And I think I can relate football with my life in the future.
For me, the greatest reward in sports is personal victories, doing well for myself, helping out the team. I guess winning is the obvious reward.
As you have seen, playing athletics on the Division III level is not always an easy task. It can take a great deal of hard work and sacrifice, but in the end, it is worth it if you achieve the goals that you set out for yourself. Here at Worcester, it is important to have faith when you cannot see, to be willing to work in the dark, to be conscious of the fact that as long as you strive for the best, there are better things on the way. This in itself is success.
To victory.